Hey Dale, this is Brandon from BrickiPhi. Just wanted to take a moment to send this video over to you like we talked about on the phone. My goal here is to add as much value to you as I can in a pretty short, concise amount of time. And so the ultimate purpose of that is to kind of show you what it would take to boost your online presence. If you can boost your online presence, then you'll be able to get your business in front of the eyes of more customers. And the more customers, more business, more money in your pocket, etc., and just adding more value to people in general. And so what do we need to do to be able to do that? So the first things first is the look of your website is really important from a customer standpoint. And you have a very beautiful site. It looks really nice. Just when you first come in here, it looks really clean and simple and just makes you want to stick around. As far as what Google is paying attention to, that's a little bit different. Google is not as concerned, unfortunately, with how cool a website looks or how pretty it is. And so we want to pay attention to some of the things that Google is paying attention to as far as that goes, so that you can rank higher and more people get to see this beautiful website, right? And so a couple things here. The first thing that I did was I went in and I looked up Home Inspector San Marcos, Texas. You can see what the top 3 businesses that populate are. And just statistically speaking, when people are looking for a home inspector, they're typically going to stay within this top 3. They can click more business and find the large quantity of home inspectors that are out there in your area. But typically they're going to stay in this top 3. So the goal would be, what does it take to get into this top 3? And so that's what I want to cover really quickly here. There's basically 3 things. One is keywords and content, the second is citations, and the third is backlinks. So when it comes to content, Google likes to see 1,500 to 2,000 words of content on the homepage. So, they're kind of scanning the page to seeing what you have to offer and seeing if there's information on there that should be ranking. And so you want the content there, and then you want to implement the right keywords. So if you look up, I use a tool called Ahrefs for that. That's Ahrefs. If you wanted to go out and get that on your own, you could. But essentially, you can see that Google pays attention to some slight variations in keywords and keyword phrases. And you can see home inspector, home inspection, etc. And there are actually 300 searches a month just for home inspection in San Marcos. And so that's huge. I want you to be able to capitalize on that by getting your website ranked higher. Then more people will see you, and then you can kind of take advantage of that pool of searches that's happening, and that way you can start getting those customers. And so right here is the keyword difficulty, and that means that when this number is low, like 0, that's really good news, because it means if you'll implement these keyword phrases into your site, then you'll actually be able to rank fairly quickly because it's got a low keyword difficulty. So implementing those words into your site is huge. And then the next thing is citations. Citations is essentially your business address, name, phone number, etc., as it appears on the internet. And so what I use is a tool called WhiteSpark for that. And you can see, like, here's some of the competitors. As far as citations go, you are actually, as far as the ones that I plugged in, you're actually sitting with the highest number of citations. So that's really good. You could add a few more just to make sure you're well over what the craftsman inspection is, but you're doing really well on the citation count. Your business is listed in a lot of places, and so that's really good. And craftsman inspections, just for frame of reference, is the number 2 when you do the searches, right? So there they are right there. And so you've got the right citation count. So the next thing is backlinks. Backlinks is essentially when your website is listed somewhere else and a customer clicks on it and it redirects them to your site. That's what a backlink is. And so we'd want to make sure that you have the good quality backlinks that are going to help you rank higher. And so just for frame of reference, let's go back and look at that number 2 one again. The number 2 position that's there, even though you have more backlinks you have more citations than them, they have a ton of backlinks. They have 515 of them. And so what we would want to do is just kind of incrementally over time start adding in more and more backlinks, Google really cares about businesses that have been around a while. And so we couldn't just go out and throw out 700 backlinks to beat the competitors, because Google would view that as kind of spammy, and it would affect the trust of your website. And so what you would want to do is just kind of incrementally add backlinks over time until you're able to beat them out. And then just as a frame of reference, the number 3 spot only has 3 backlinks. So it doesn't look like it would take a ton of work to get you into the top 3 spot, and it might take a little bit more to climb into number 1 and 2, but totally doable. Now let's look at where you are. I ran your website through the same tool, which is Ahrefs again, and you have 5 backlinks in there, and you're utilizing 6 keywords. And so what we'd want to do is increase your backlink count, and then make sure that we're targeting all of the correct keywords. So my guess is that you don't just target San Marcos, that you probably branch out a little bit from there. And so we could look at what other keywords could be implemented, and so that you're taking advantage of all of the searches that are coming through for home inspectors in your area. And so I just use San Marcos as kind of the jumping off point, and you can see that there are hundreds of searches just there. And so if we implement those keywords, that'll be pretty valuable to you. And so that's essentially it. Just to kind of recap, in order to rank, it's kind of a conglomerate of all of those things. You're going to have keywords and content, citations, and backlinks. And if you kind of implement all of those things, then it will definitely impact the rankings in Google and help you climb into those top spots, so that more people are seeing your business and you're able to get those calls and be able to serve them. And so I'd love to continue this conversation and get to know you a little bit better and see what I can do to help you out if you'd like. Otherwise, I hope this information was useful, but I look forward to talking to you, Dale, and I hope you have a blessed day.